Welcome. Welcome. Let's get started. Very hectic week. We've got US election on the 5th tomorrow, and we've got Bank of England and the Fed meeting on Thursday for rate decisions, at which the market is suggesting that we are going to get some rate reductions. Both are at 5%. I'm looking at 4.75%. That's what's projected. So what's that going to mean for the market? What could potentially happen as an outcome to this? Well, let's look. So ever since the start of October and into November, well, actually, by the time we got into November, this was pulling back. So dollar index. So if we hold here and push right through this, that spells trouble for the markets. So whatever, I think the thing is with this election, not so much the interest rates, but the election, whichever way we come out of the markets at the end of Wednesday, when the markets had a full day to digest what's going on, that's your potential direction for the coming days and weeks. So if the dollar is pushing up through this resistance here, come Wednesday, then expect trouble. That's the normal scenario. So if we come into Thursday, Friday, and we are pushing up here, then hold on to your hats. If we are failing and breaking down, that bodes well short to medium term for the market. So we need to bracket this and see which way we come out of it, and that will go for the indices as well. Let's call up my. Let's sort this pen out. Hang on. Right, so let's take that across to the indices and have a look at the indices. So this is the Dow. So the Dow has come off ever since we started coming off last Monday. So we were selling as I was doing this last week. But all at the moment, we've come right into this trend line support. The trend line support is from the June lows and the breakup here in August, and then we're down here again early September. So there is there's all the support. So if this channel low holds, could come up there and find 44, 45,000. If we get to the midpoint, in other words, a pullback from this drop and start closing lower, then this could really spill right out and come to this major trend line, this major 40,000 number and lower. All right, so in line with my bracket strategy, we need to, just going to draw this for you, hang on. We need to ring fence this support and this resistance, and whichever way, in fact, let's ring this area here. Let's get in tighter. It makes sense to even come tight in today's price. I'll do that. Had you done that last Monday? Oh, sorry, that's not last Monday, is it? Last Monday was here. Sorry, I'm getting this wrong. So last Monday, so we were fine and closed lower on the Tuesday, lower on the Wednesday, and then dropped into Thursday, and then we popped up. Yeah, sorry, I got the wrong Monday. All more important to bracket this range, and whichever way we break out of that range is going to give us direction for the coming days and weeks. Okay, so that's a quick look at the FTSE and then we'll move on. Well, all the FTSE's done last week post budget is come back into this August support. So if I put the 50-day average on this, yeah, we're underneath the 50-day average. So if we stay under here and break this low, then we're coming down lower. If we tap into that 50-day average at some stage this week at 82.70 area and close lower, then that's the point to get short. So this is it. This FTSE is an incredibly tight range. So you're better off picking a different market than this one because this is until we get a decisive decision. And if we break this low, then I think we're coming all the way back down to April support and maybe lower. If we get back up above, if any time this week we close above 8,300, then I think this could really spring into 8,500, 8,600. So in a range-bound market, it's best just to wait until you get some decisive action. So to bracket this one, I would say, whichever way we come out of, or even I would even bracket today's action here. Whichever way we come out of that bracket on the FTSE, so that's 81.20 and 8,200 basically. That's your potential direction for the days and weeks ahead. Gold. Now I've been buying a dip about an hour or so today on the gold. Because if you look at the 20-day average, we've literally come in contact with that. So if this is a bullish consolidation, it may dip further, could easily dip closer to 2,700. Or come all the way back down to, yeah, 2,700 would take us in the bottom of this channel. So my trade may not work. So if it doesn't work, then I'll back off and then see where we are after Wednesday. But if we do start to hold 2750, then I think we can go to 2,800 plus. It's always, it's a very strong trending market. So buying dips makes sense. Don't fight the trend. Just stay with the markets that are holding up above averages. And that was a significant engulfing bar on Thursday, but it's not closed under the average. That's why I'm buying a dip. All right, that's a basic rule. Now, pound yen. So we're back into this. So we dropped hard from here in July this year. Again, look at this area here. If we hold, stay above 19650, buy. I still think this is buyable. If we close above 19800, then we're going back to 200 plus. Close underneath here, then we're going to come tumbling down and potentially do what we did back in July again. Okay, so continuing on. So that's the look at the indices and the dollar and the pound yen. And the gold. Let's have a look at oil. Quick look at oil. We'll look at oil stocks in it. So this low down here on end of October, down there at 66.70 has got bought. We gapped down at that point, and we're holding above the gap and we're holding the averages. So at the moment, I would suggest that 70 is buyable. If we see 70 again, And if we subsequently close above 72, I think that's going back to 75. 75 will take us back into the early October drop zone. Typically, cyclically, this time of year, well, if you look at the 20-year averages on equityclock.com, you normally see further drops into November and then a pick up into the end of the year. I think this pick up into the end of the year has already started. So if you look at what happened here, if you look to the left of the screen in December last year, we were holding this area, had a move into 76, started off January down there at 69.50 and then went on a run. So that's why I believe this area will hold. And we could potentially go and see 75, possibly even 80 on the oil. Right, quick look at wheat. Has been following it, might as well keep following it. Have a look at where we're up to. And you know, if you, I'll keep this chart pinched because then you can see the pattern there. So we're trapped in this apex. If we can break this $6, then I think we can fly. If we close underneath 570, if we see the uptick in the dollar and a drop under 570, then this is toast and it's going to see $5. All right. Right, let's start looking at stocks. Let's go to my list. This is Prudential. Let's start with financials. A quick look at the banks. Pru is definitely trying to hang on. So we had this bust up past this trend line in late September, went into a move into 725 in October. So we're at the right side of the trend line. We've got averages just above us. It's a very congested area. If we can close above 670, 680, I think we're going to see, I think we'll bust through £7 into £8 plus potentially more. Break this recent low at 635 and that's done. We're coming underneath, but I'm bullish the Pru, but it's got to prove itself by getting it holding above 7, and we're only just above 650, so it's got a lot to do. Lloyd's deep pullback into this August support, and the volume has picked up on this. You know, I think that's viable around this 54, 55 mark, but the stop underneath these recent lows. But if we start breaking under 54, and certainly if we close under 51, then get out and stay out for short term. HSBC holding up very well, holding up close to the highs. Barclays, bull flag, all holding up. Still looks like it's got more to go. Legal and General. Legal and General is interesting. This is a very nice pattern down here. This is one to watch. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Here's the neckline. We close above 225. I can see this going back to 250 and then beyond. Close underneath, break that low, then get out and stay out. Short term. But if we can close above this neckline, that might move into 250, £3 into the year end, or certainly potentially into next year. But just don't hang around if it doesn't work out. Right. So I'm liking LNG. Let me just get my list. Um, Look at this IQE that's fallen quite hard. And a few other techs. So IQE is still struggling. It's lost its CEO. Now we did a major drop in October last year down to that 920. So be on your guard because it's penny stock. So be careful. At the moment, I would just steer clear. Let's look at who has come up nicely. Very thin stock. Let's keep be very wary on that one. Seeing machines. Wow. We were following this a while back. It wasn't that long ago. That was about 12p. That's down to 3.5. That looks sunk. That's on earnings. They had earnings very recently. Money saving expert, not happy. It's in the previous buy area. Hang on, let's do a bit more work on this one. They're always up. Going out for 180. If you're interested in money saving expert, right? Moving across. By all means, shout out what you're looking at. Otherwise, I will keep going. Right. Let's look at oil stocks. Shell. Let's try and speed this up a bit. Shell picking up, following the uptick in oil. If you want to get in that, try 25.50 and BP. BP has dipped into a lot of support, but the volume's picking up down here. This was a breakup area from August 22. If you're interested, try and buy 380, but I would not hang around. That gets under 370. We're under all the averages here, so you'd be counter trend trading if you buy this. You're really better off seeing if that can get above 4. By far the safer way to play this is to see if that can get above 4 rather than buy down here. And Tolo is struggling. It's within a support zone, but that is struggling. So, it just expects a lot of, it's a really hectic week. Non-farm payroll last Friday, UK budget last Wednesday, and now we've got an election and US and UK interest rates. So, yeah, just be careful. So the gold stocks are coming off. The Pan African was up there at 38. That's down. So that's had a great run, but seems to be a lot of profit taking in that. Rothschild holding up very well. Sentiment. That seems to be a lot of profit taking as well. It got very extended. See how the volume started dropping off in late October. So my message to you is don't be too greedy on stocks. All right, let's have a look at Healthcare, GSK. That's a decent bar on Friday. Um, this is a very, very key area. Volumes are, I'm not happy with the volumes on that. It's certainly improved on that Friday move. Thursday, no, Friday. I mean, if you're interested in this stock, I would try and get in about 14, but get out if it breaks that 1360. Bristol Myers. There's the run on Bristol Myers. That was lovely at 39. AstraZeneca. Now that's got a very significant volume bar on this. All right. Looks to me as if that wants to come down to this April low, April breakout area. So I would sit tight and wait for that April price down there at 108. Yeah, a mate of mine posted BRBY a few days before it broke up. I'm done with it. It's flown, isn't it? It's gapped up. Yeah, a mate of mine, a couple of weeks ago, he said he was going to buy some and didn't. And of course, he's regretting it. Um, Decent volume. I think it's wow. Come from a great height, isn't it? 29.40. Well, if you're interested, I would. It's too. I would try and buy at 8, or I would get out if it goes under 720. Personally, as you heard me say so many times, once these things start going, it gets very tricky to work out where to get in. There's a nice buy signal down there on the 16th of October. Um, I mean, I think that's a difficult play because look at this big bar on the 15th of July. We're very, very close to the drop zone. If I had to trade it, I would try and wait for 785, but you may not see it. Otherwise, you've got to buy high. I hate buying high. Right, what else? Let me look at my list. Yeah, here's one I've been tracking. Yeah, I'm not interested in this right now, but I think Elementis, industrial chemicals, a nice run from 96 to 170. I'm waiting to see if this can come to 124, 125. If it comes down to that volume on volume, I'm in. Right, another one on my list. Yeah, okay. This is quite a volatile one. Again, we're still in the UK. Again, this is a watch, not a trade suggestion, a trade idea. Um, so if we let's go to this high here, 387. Track that back down. Oh, come on. Yeah, I would love to see that down there at 185. This big squirt higher it's on the 27th of September. But I would wait for this to fall back into that support. That comes back into 185 and holds on volume. I mean, it's a very volatile stock, so be careful. Right. Any other stocks you want to look at? That's my list at the moment. Let's check this one. PZC. Ooh, that's an interesting chart. That is a very interesting chart. So we just tested 2024 support. The last time we did that, we went up to 116. Yeah, that's a nice chart. If you can get 80, and it holds this price, then we could go back to 100 plus. Dominoes. Yeah, I talked about Dominoes recently because it's a good cyclical stock. Yeah, I think if that can come back to 305 and hold, um, then I think that is definitely viable. I would get out if it doesn't hold 295. Brilliant. I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for your company. Thanks for joining me. And I'm going to shoot off and get something to eat. Let's see how this week unfolds and be careful. All right. Thanks, guys.